So what's some tips you would give for a first-time adopter? They've never done it before. Like, what are they looking for? What have you seen? Just because you've been doing this, you said just 16 years.
Just 16 years.
Yeah, not very long.
not very long at all. I think the most is patience.
Welcome back to another episode of Discover Seguin, and today we are at the City of Seguin's Animal Services, or the pet shelter as people lovingly call it, and I'm with Shelley Lutz. And Shelley, what was your title again here?
I'm the shelter manager.
Shelter manager, and she answers to the police department. I just found out.
Yes.
Chief Brady is actually the reason we're here. And actually, to reverse that, the real reason we're here is because we had some concerned citizens commenting on some of our videos saying all this population that we're experiencing here in Seguin, what are we going to do about the animals?
Sure.
And so, and we had asked, we didn't ask the sheriff about it when he was on, and we kind of got reamed for it. So we were like, okay, let's talk about the population. Let's talk about what's out there and what we're doing. So first, tell me a little bit, where are you located? What are your hours? And then tell me about the services that you offer here.
Okay, so we're right down here by Starkey Park at 555 Fredbird Drive. The hours are 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and 9:30 to noon on Saturday.
Okay. And tell me how many animals you normally keep here.
We're holding about 56 animals are currently in the shelter.
Okay.
So that's dog and cat.
So what's your services here? What is it that the shelter does?
So what we do is our main purpose is stray animals on the streets, rabies control, obviously, and education. And so we go out, we pick up the stray animals, we scan for microchips on the street in the hopes of returning them before they ever come into the facility. Because what we find is probably 7 to 8 out of 10 that come into the facility are not reclaimed by their owners.
Oh.
And so better for us to return them in the field, and then if it becomes an issue, our first priority is to educate, verbal warning, written warning, and then we move to citations.
Got it. Okay. So tell me about what kind of work that volunteers and rescuers do here, because I assume some of your animals are up for adoption if they don't get reclaimed after a certain amount of time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So volunteers, we do have some volunteers that work our food box, which is a food program that we offer to low-cost citizens here, City of Seguin. It's the first and third Tuesday of the month from 9 to 11. We do vet people to make sure that they're low income and stuff like that, and they're provided dog and cat food, cat litter if it's available. All of that is donation and volunteer run.
Oh, okay.
So we don't pass out huge bags of dog food. We put it into Ziploc bags, and depending on how many animals you have, we're here to supplement, to help. We don't want people at the end of the month having to choose how they're going to feed their pet versus themselves, or electric bills or things like that. Yeah. And this is our way of helping to keep pets in the home.
Gotcha. You'd rather have them in the home than
Absolutely.
On the street. Yeah. So
absolutely.
Educate us a little bit. We were talking off camera, so educate us a little bit on what happens when the animals are in the street. Let's talk about cats first, because you were educating me on that.
Right. So we do have a healthy feral stray cat population. And for years and years, we trapped those cats, most of them that are feral or fractious, they can't be adopted. You can't place a fractious cat into someone's home. It could be dangerous.
Okay.
And so those cats are being euthanized, healthy cats. So as things progressed and animal controls decided that this was unnecessary, you've got TACA, Texas Animal Control Association, NACA, the National Animal Control Association, come out and say this is not the way we want to do things. And of course it takes a toll on your officers and your staff that are having to euthanize these animals for no reason other than the fact that they're wild. So we have a TNR program, trap-neuter-return, and so we put out traps to citizens from a waiting list, and those animals are brought in, spayed, neutered, rabies vaccinated, and ear tipped for easy identification that they've been spayed and neutered.
Yeah, so one of the things you told me is a cat, because a lot of us like to feed these stray cats, right? And the unintentional consequence of that is what?
Right, and that's human nature. We want to take care of things and stuff like that, but the more we feed female cats, the more resources it gives them to have larger litters. And so if they're out hunting on their own, they don't have as many resources and the litters are smaller. So you're talking 2 or 3 kittens versus being fed daily twice a day. Now we're having litters of 8 kittens. And if half of those kittens are female, within 9 months, those females are reproducing. And cats go into heat 3 times a year. So if you have 8 kittens in 3 litters in that year, that's 24 kittens, which half of are probably female, that are going to start reproducing. So you can see the pyramid and how it happens, how it explodes and stuff.
So obviously we want to help them out and feed them as just regular citizens, but maybe we, should we call y'all or should we attempt to bring them in ourselves? Like, what should we do?
You definitely want to give us a call. And we can get you either on our trap list or give you some information for some other low-cost spay or neuter places. Our wait list can get pretty long, obviously. We're really only started this as a pilot program, and so it's not that we come in on a daily basis and do surgery on these, feral cats or stray cats and stuff. They're winged into our own surgery schedule for our animals here at the facility.
Gotcha.
And stuff, and unfortunately that's our priority because we're trying to get them homes. Nothing leaves the facility without being spayed or neutered before it's adopted.
Got it.
And stuff. So this week we are going to up that just a little bit, and we're going to attempt to do a larger spay neuter program with the feral cats. We're going to try to accomplish about 16 to 20 on Thursday alone, just to catch up on our list because our list is quite long, and hopefully do that for the next couple of weeks until we can bring that list down so that when citizens are calling us saying, hey, I've been feeding this cat, I think she's pregnant, and we can say, okay, come get a trap and we'll get her spayed immediately rather than waiting a couple of weeks and possibly ending up with a litter of kittens.
Got it.
So that's our goal, to do that. And if all goes well, maybe we'll be able to continue it.
Yeah, that's good. So you also told me about a low-cost spay and neuter truck that contacted y'all.
Yes. So one of the rescues, and I'm sorry I don't know the name off the top of my head, I apologize. We've been trying to get them to come for years and stuff, just the shelter itself, but they were able to contact somebody and show the need, and so they contacted me and said, hey, can we come sit in your parking lot? And I said, absolutely.
Really is a need then.
I think they're going to see the need, and there has been some talk about them coming back next month and probably the month after that, and so that's fingers crossed. That's what we need in our community. That's the way we're going to slow the traction of the stray animals.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. So what other programs do you have? I know you have some listed there. We talked about the trap and release.
Right. We have a food program.
Yeah.
We talked about that, right? Penny Paws is also a low-cost vaccine clinic that sits in my parking lot the second and fourth Saturday of the month, and they offer low-cost vaccines, so rabies, distemper parvos, anything. They do heartworm tests, they microchip, they, those kind of services and stuff like that. And so that's nice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do walk-ups. You can make an appointment online and stuff like that. So
let's talk about adoption. What is the process of somebody who might want to adopt? And based on what I'm hearing, I would recommend you adopt instead of.
Well, adoption is a much cheaper avenue. So there's no such thing as a free puppy. Okay, so you get a puppy, and now what? Now it's got to be spayed and neutered. It needs vaccines. State law requires a rabies vaccine. So you have to take them to the vet for some of that stuff. And so it's a much cheaper option to come to the shelter to get one that's already done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So our adoption fee for dogs is $100.
Okay.
That's spayed, neutered, rabies vaccinated, distemper parvo, age-related vaccines, dewormed, heartworm tested, and microchipped.
Yeah, so you basically got all your vet bill taken care of with your adoption fee.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is the
exactly.
cheapest route.
We're not
Yeah.
making any money, obviously, but you know, that's what we want. We want those kind of animals out in our community that are not reproducing.
Yeah. So what's the process? Do they need to fill out something online?
Yes, so there
or-
you can. Yeah, it's all online, or you can come in, which we get a lot of people that come in and decide, hey, you know, I want that dog. And so there's an application. My staff sits down and talks with them. They take them outside to play with them and see how they interact. And if they have other animals, you know, I think the best thing is to bring your animal here and introduce that animal in a safer spot than at home where there's territorial issues and stuff. Now, could you still have issues when you get home? You could, you know, and stuff, but to see if that animal's a good fit.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I saw this little green area out here. So
Yeah.
that's where they get to play with them and just
They
kind
do.
of make sure that it's a good fit for personality-wise.
Right, so one dog on the inside, one on the out, see how they react through the gate.
Okay.
If we do good, then we'll go inside the gate on leash. We still got a good feel going on, that the leashes are taken off and they're allowed to interact at will to make sure that it's a good
Out
fit.
of curiosity, is one of your staff with them the whole time
Yes.
that's happening? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, probably, probably a good thing to be supervised.
It could be a volunteer as well. We do have a few that work with us and stuff, know a lot about the animals because they're here a lot and stuff like that, handle them as well. And so sometimes if one of my staff members or somebody's busy, then, you know, we'll allow a volunteer to do that as well.
So what's some tips you would give for a first-time adopter? They've never done it before. Like, what are they looking for? What have you seen? Just because you've been doing this, you said just 16 years.
Just 16 years.
Not very long.
not very long at all. I think the most is patience. I think everybody thinks that the shelter animals are kind of like their pets at home, and that's not necessarily the case, right? This place is very stressful. It's loud. And stuff like that. So it takes animals a little bit of time to decompress. 3 weeks to figure out your schedule in your home alone. And then now we're starting to get comfortable. Now we're starting to relax in and stuff like that. And so, you know, it's a lot of patience. You know, some of the animals have never been in home environments, you know, and stuff. And so, you know, they have to learn that environment, you know, and stuff. So it's a lot of patience. I'm spending a lot of time with the animal and figuring out that animal's personality, likes, dislikes, you know, and various things like that.
So maybe adopt before a 3-day weekend, so you have 3 full days at home with them before you have to go to work.
Or we do have a foster's dog day out program.
Oh, really?
So you can come in, you seem like that dog, you're not sure, we're going to let you take that dog out for the day. You can take it home. We ask that you don't take it to the dog park because we don't know how that interaction's going to work. Walk it around, get it in a car, take it with you, see how it interacts into your home. We also do weekend fosters.
Oh, okay.
And stuff too. So take it home for the weekend, see how it works out. If it works out, come back and adopt it. If it doesn't, bring the dog back.
What's that process like? Again, an application?
Yes.
Whatnot? Okay.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
And I assume if they have a lease, they need proof that it's okay, or do y'all care?
We would like that. Unfortunately, it's very hard for us to tell who signed those leases.
I know.
I mean, who signed those papers saying, it's great, you know.
Yeah.
We're going to go on a trust
Okay, got it.
with you and stuff. I mean, if you get caught on a lease with an
That's
animal
on
you're
you.
not supposed to have, that's unfortunate,
Yeah.
you know.
So what about volunteers taking dogs but not keeping them? Is that a thing? I mean,
Yes.
still foster,
Yes.
but come walk them, take them home, take them to
Yes, and that works in the same way.
Okay,
we
got
have
it.
plenty of volunteers that do that, take them out on Saturday for, you know, puppuccinos and, you know, stuff like take them out in the park. And that gives us some good feedback because we can't do that.
Yeah.
How did they react in the car? How did they react down there in downtown walking around the square with other people and other animals, you know, and stuff like that? What changes did you see? Or, you know, so that's good information for us to know that we're relaying to the people that are trying to adopt them.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
really good.
absolutely.
So tell me, what does a typical day look like for your team here? You know.
So typical day, we're going to come in. The first rule to order is going to be to clean.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest challenge in an animal shelter facility is managing the cleanliness. We get animals that come in with unknown health issues that are monitored before they're put into general population and things like that. And so a large part of our day is cleaning.
Got it.
And maintaining the facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I assume feeding. Do they go out at any time, or they just
Yes, they're walked daily,
Okay.
several times a day.
Yeah.
Depending on the volunteers, they could be walked more.
Okay.
Staff does try to walk them as much as possible.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so we try to see who gets along with who, so that we can decide who's animal friendly, who maybe likes big dogs but not so much little dogs and stuff like that, so that when we're interacting with the potential adopters, we can give them the best information that we have.
Yeah, that's good. So what's the best way that the community could support y'all right now? What's your biggest need?
Our biggest need is always food for our food program, things like that, blankets, towels, canned cat food, kitten food, kitten milk replacement, things like that. Those are a little bit more expensive, and not something that the shelter can always buy as extras, and stuff like that. And also come and walk the dogs.
Okay.
Come and interact with the dogs.
Because that keeps them happy and healthy until they get
Absolutely,
a home. Yeah, 'cause they need
absolutely.
people
Gets them out of those
interaction.
kennels that can be very stressful.
Yeah.
A lot of noise, a lot of smells. The more people they interact with, the better they do. We have some that do really well with my kennel attendants because they feed them every day. And then when we get a stranger or somebody in, now we've got a shy, standoffish dog. So the more people that can be around these animals for them to learn that, it's not bad and stuff. Because you got to remember, for some of these animals, this is probably the best home they've ever had.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's true. They get fresh food and water every day. They get human interaction every day, walked, played with, things like that, where some of these animals, they haven't experienced that.
Yeah, and this is safe, right?
It's
They're
safe.
having to fight for their lives on the streets, basically.
Right.
You know?
They're not
So-
fighting for food. They're not,
Yeah.
and things like that. And so,
Yeah.
a little bit different when we have animals that are unfortunately owner surrendered. We can see the difference in those animals because they've had that. And so then this place is not
That.
so friendly to them, right? Very stressful to them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And we have had a few and stuff. And, they're the ones that need to get out of here as much as possible because it can cause them to get sick and, things like that. So.
Yeah, good. We already asked that. Okay, if you don't mind, I just want to ask a couple personal things about you. So
Okay.
you've only been here 16 years.
Only 16.
Just getting your feet wet,
That's it.
obviously. But I just want to know a little bit about you. How did you get here? Where'd you come from?
So I was a vet tech prior to this.
Okay.
I lived in Florida. My family is from Seguin.
Okay.
I came back for personal reasons. My mother wasn't doing well, and I was a little too far away from her and wanted to be closer, and saw an ad in a newspaper for an animal control officer.
Yeah.
And that started my journey.
And this was, you told me off camera, this was different than being a vet tech.
Very different.
Yeah, because
Very
on
different.
the
You
vet
see both
side,
sides,
yeah,
right? On
people
the
who love their pets and
take very good care of their pets, treat their pets like family, versus some of the things we see as animal control.
Yeah. So I assume 16 years later, you still love your job?
I do love my job.
What's your favorite part about it?
My favorite part is watching these animals find homes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
So my last question before we go take a tour of the facility is, and then one, is there a pet that we should know about?
I've got two that I'm gonna
Okay.
highlight today.
Okay.
They're cats. They've been here 115 days. They are older cats.
Okay.
They came as part of a cruelty case where we went in and we seized over 16 cats. All of them, but these two have been adopted, and stuff like that. So these cats are used to being in a home. This is a very stressful situation for them and stuff. They're super cute and they're friendly and stuff, and we would just like them to have homes too.
Okay, so for those who are new to Seguin, since your family's from here and you've been here just a little bit, what is some of your favorite things about Seguin for our viewers?
Well, I tell you, the 1916 grill
We just released that episode
Yes.
yesterday. Yeah.
So on their nights where they do specials, and not that their food isn't always good, they do offer a big range of things in there.
Yeah.
And you know, the Rose Room, of course, but they do this trivia night on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they've been doing, you know, like I think last week was Australia, and they had meat pies with a salad. Oh my gosh, they were outstanding. Not any kind of food you would expect to get somewhere like that, right?
I love that.
And so
Yeah.
you got to try it. You got to
Okay.
try it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
awesome.
that place.
Well, we got them. We did release that episode already, so it did go out. And they're open for breakfast, lunch, and
They
dinner
are.
now.
Haven't had a chance to try the breakfast
You
yet.
should. It's really good.
Yeah.
Y'all should too. It's really good. So.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go take a tour of the facility.
Let's go.
and-
So exotics, you're going to notice that there's cats in here. Reason for that is we're getting ready to gear up for our TNR, and so I wanted these cats separated from the ferals and stuff, and I needed a larger room to do that in. And so we've
What kind of
moved.
exotics do you normally get?
We've gotten lizards, turtles, birds. We actually got a what is it? It's a ground prairie dog.
You got a
Prairie dog, yes,
dang.
yes. It was caught in a gas station.
Oh.
They bite. Don't touch them.
That's funny.
And
All
various
these
things
wanna
like
come
that.
home with me.
Absolutely,
Stop looking at
absolutely.
me.
Some of them are available. Some are waiting to be spayed and neutered
Yeah.
before they're allowed to go home.
Look at them cuties.
Adoptable cats right here, and this is going to be Morticia, and this is one that I was talking about. She's been here
okay.
115 days, and then we have a few others. And where is the other one?
He's skittish.
Adult cats.
Hi.
Adult cats are harder to adopt out than kittens for obvious reasons.
They're so cute.
They are cute, but adult cats are cute too, and they don't tear up as much stuff.
Very true. Very true. Hi.
And then you're going to see right here on the wall, it says cat display. And we do use it for kitten display and stuff, but right now we're using it as our dog of the month.
Oh, okay.
And so this is our dog of the month, and her name is Moni, probably a shepherd mix.
She is cutie. I shouldn't be
7
here.
to 8 months old, looking for her new home. Super sweet, gets along with other dogs.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
Probably going to be a good medium-sized dog, 45 pounds.
Oh my goodness. I shouldn't be here. I'm like, where does my daughter get it from? I don't know.
And then adoptable dogs.
Yeah.
So everything in this room is going to be spayed or neutered, rabies vaccinated. They're ready to go. So if someone comes in and says, "Ooh, I like that dog," it can go home with them that day.
Oh, nice. Okay.
How? You got a mess.
67 days, how?
Yep. And we try to update these as much as possible. It's done by volunteer as well.
She's pretty. She's a pretty girl.
That's Busker, male.
He's pretty.
Yeah, young, still fairly young. Not vocal for a husky, which is unusual. And then Miss Bonnie here.
Bonnie.
This is
Look at that
this is the
chow.
sweetest chow
Oh my
you're ever gonna meet.
gosh.
Look at her head tilt. She
You're way
loves
too
to
cute.
interact with people. A little bit older, but super cute.
She is adorable.
Look at her turn her head. She's
like,
very
"Who dat?"
curious as to what he's
She's
doing.
like, "What is that
Hi,
thing?"
Miss Bonnie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, very cute. And then small dog. Don't be silly. Yeah. So puppies or smaller breeds is what we're going to put in here.
Can you come by?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay.
Mr. Ronald here, sweet dog. He picks and chooses who he likes. Typical Chihuahua behavior, though.
Yeah.
Once he likes you, he likes you. He's very family oriented, and he's super cute. And you don't live here. You don't live here. And so you can see the shelter has windows, so people don't have to go into the rooms to experience the noises and smells that are associated with animal shelters. Just watch your step. My floors are a little damp. And so these are stray hold. And so typically some of these are available, but they're still in their hold period. They're waiting for owners to come forward. So how does our hold period work? Typically it's 72 hours, business days, no collar, no tag, no microchip. Collar tagged, we're going to go 5 business days. Microchip, we're going to go 10 business days. We're going to go that extra mile to try to track that microchip and get that dog returned to its owner.
Got it.
One of the main things people need to remember with microchips is keep your information updated, because that's the only way we can make contact with you or find you.
These two look related.
Nope, that's Loki.
They got some of the same marks.
Yeah, but some of these are in their stray hold. Some of them are available as far as they are the property of the city of Seguin. They're waiting to be spayed or neutered, waiting for a position to come up front.
Yeah. Hi.
And then we're going to go back this way, and we're going to show you where all the real work is. The back of the house. So this is where, animals are coming in. Like I said, I had all those kittens moved out of my stray hold cat room because we're preparing to do a mass TNR, and this is where we're going to house those cats while they're waiting to have surgery and then be returned and stuff. Surgery room, it is very small. Luckily, it's not a mess, but this is where it happens. I'm also the vet tech.
I wonder why.
I'm the surgical vet tech along with one of my other officers, and we assist the contracted vet doing spay and neutering.
Do y'all always have the same vet do it or different
Yes,
ones?
we have a contracted vet.
Awesome.
Yeah, he comes in 3 times a week, 2 hours at a time.
Yeah, awesome. Cat quarantine.
Yeah, so anytime an animal bites a human, state law says that it must be quarantined. There's some different criteria to where that needs to happen. If the animal's at home and currently rabies vaccinated, gets staying home, we call it isolation. Not currently rabies vaccinated or running at large, it has to go to a facility and has to be quarantined for 240 hours.
Oh, okay.
So they're brought here, they're observed. They have a vet come at the end of that quarantine period, currently rabies vax that animal before it can go home.
Okay.
And then isolation, we use that room for any animals coming in. Typically the 72-hour hold, this is where they're going to spend it in isolation. We're going to make sure that the animal is healthy. I don't have any in here at the moment. We're going to make sure that animal's healthy, not sneezing, coughing, diarrhea, things like that before they're moved up into my general population. We do not want anything spreading.
Yeah.
We have a lot of concerns with ringworm, obviously parvo, things like that.
Got it.
So all cats are black lit, and what does that do? Ringworm glows.
Hold on, I gotta take a picture of this. That's all my daughter. I mean, she's pretty good at it.
Yeah, ringworm glows under black light. And
Really?
so we black light, especially kittens and puppies.
You can see
They're
it in
no
their
chores.
skin?
You can see it.
Even with fur?
Yes.
Interesting.
Ringworm is actually a fungus.
Oh.
It's not.
I thought it was like under the skin.
Right, and it can be airborne and things like that. So it spreads very easily, especially in a situation like this. And who are the vectors? We are, because we handle one kitten, put it back in its cage and go to the next kitten. We could have just spread that to that kitten because it just sticks to their hair.
Oh, wow.
And then if the kitten has a lower immune system, whatever, it can get in. And now we've got ringworm and we've got an outbreak,
Wow,
which we do not want to happen.
Okay.
Yep. So the same with the dogs. And this is our workroom. A lot of the work happens, a lot of laundry, a lot of dishes. You can see. That's why we request towels and blankets and things like that. Once they start to get holes and shred and stuff like that, they've got to go into the garbage because we don't want the animals eating them or those particles ending up in our drains.
Does anybody do any big drives for y'all? Do y'all have big events?
We do have food drives. We have a construction company and their name escapes me. And they will donate large pallets of dog food to our food program. Okay. So this is rabies observation or rabies quarantine for dogs. I don't have any in here at the time. We do have Mama and all her puppies. And she has a mess.
Look at that.
She's a good mama. She's a little standoffish because of the puppies. She's trying to protect them, but you can see how fat and healthy they are.
Yeah.
And she's done a great job. And that's why we have her in here, because there's not a lot of animals in here that can transfer anything to her puppies that aren't protected.
Gotcha. Well, they're cute.
Too young for vaccines. and things like that. So we want to keep them isolated as best as possible.
How old are they?
The puppies, I think, are right at about 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had them for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. Y'all found
She came in with a collar, so obviously somebody
Had her at
loved
some point.
her, owned her at some point, didn't get her spayed or neutered, and then got overwhelmed with puppies. They can be a mess. Mamas can change behavior for a short time where they're protective of their puppies and stuff, and then we end up here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have a lot of options for people looking to adopt.
We do. And then, of course, same, like I was explaining with the cats, dog isolation. So they're brought in to this room and monitored for health and stuff, especially puppies. Parvo can hide for 14 days before the symptoms show up. So we want to keep them a little bit isolated in here. We don't know where they've been, where they've come from, what they've come in contact with. So we're going to monitor their health in here before they're moved anywhere into my general population to make sure we're not spreading parvo throughout our facility.
Yeah.
Everything that comes in receives distempered parvo. They're weighed. They're assessed for any kind of wounds or sores or injuries. They're capstarred for fleas, dewormed, and distempered parvoed on intake.
Wow. They're getting the best care
So,
available.
so when you're reclaiming your animal from us,
It's in better shape than it was before.
you're getting a lot of stuff
Yeah.
to go with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And then Sally Port,
That's
where we hide all our junk, our traps, and stuff like that.
So do y'all have vehicles?
We do.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Also have my outside play yard.
How many
This
trucks
is
do y'all
for.
have?
I'm sorry.
How many
trucks?
Yeah.
4.
4? Mm-hmm. And do they just
So
run around all day, or do
four
they...
officers, including myself.
Okay.
Do I run calls on a daily basis? I do not,
Yeah.
but I am here for backup and emergencies.
Okay.
And so they take their trucks out, calls are put into the system, they're running those calls. They also do officer initiated stuff, so as they're driving down the street, if a dog runs out, we're stopping. We see a deceased animal, we're stopping, and things like that.
Oh, okay. So y'all do pick up some deceased animals?
Yeah, we pick
Just
up deceased animals in the road,
like city road stuff.
Yeah, raccoon, wild animals hit by cars. We also pick up owned animals, but there are fees involved with that because we no longer throw them away. We have an incinerator.
Gotcha.
And so it costs money for us to incinerate
Gotcha.
and things like that, not to mention time for an officer to go pick up an animal, bring it back to the facility, things like that. So there's pickup fees and disposal fees associated with owned animals.
So you have staff that runs that, or do y'all have to just do that? You have somebody who does it all the time? Yeah.
Yeah, my staff does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly roadkill,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Then we have the outside pens. So the one is used more, one storage. The one he's used more, we get a dog every once in a while that might be a little destructive inside the building, chewing at the kennels, maybe hurting itself, jumping and stuff like that. So they're put in this outside kennel where they have a little more space and not as much opportunity to hurt themselves.
And then they can go play out here.
They
in the
do.
park.
This is for my larger dogs so that we can run them a little bit more. The small play yard out front, you can only run them so far and stuff. So frisbee and ball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the city just granted me some money to put a cover on it.
Oh, nice.
So we're in the works for that.
Well, you heard it here. Stay tuned for another episode of Discover Seguin.